Welcome to my classroom. So in this Mass Transfer 1 course, Module 3, Gas Liquid Systems, in previous lecture number 29, we have derived an expression for height of a packed tower using number of transfer units concept. Right? So height of the packed tower equal to number of transfer units multiplied by height of transfer units, and we have derived and finally obtained what is HTU, what is NTU, right, with respect to gas phase. So the same derivation can be done with respect to liquid phase also. Okay, so in that case we are going to make use of overall mass transfer coefficient with respect to liquid phase, capital K subscript L. KL we will be using. If you do in with respect to gas phase, we are going to use Kg. Okay, now after deriving the expression, now in this lecture number 30, we will solve few numericals to determine the height of the packed tower. Okay, so here number of transfer units can be determined by two ways. One is using the logarithmic mean method of y minus y star logarithmic mean, and then determine the number of transfer units using the given formula, and we can get the height of the tower if we know the HTU, that is height of transfer units, or that also can be calculated using the formula. Okay, another method is graphical method. So if we can able to plot y versus 1 by y minus y star plot, and between the two concentrations or between the two mole fractions of y1 and y2, what is the area under the curve also will give us the number of transfer units. So graphical method also can be followed to solve the numericals to determine the height of the packed tower. Okay, so we will solve numericals for both methods in this lecture number 30. While solving these numericals, it is preferable to use mole ratios instead of mole fractions, because there are two advantages. One is we get a straight line when we plot capital X versus capital Y, which is more better straight line than when you plot small x versus small y, that is equilibrium curve. When we plot in mole fraction, and if you plot it in the same mole ratios, we get a better straight line. That is one advantage. And second advantage is calculations are simpler when we perform the calculations in terms of mole ratios. For example, if you know a small y1, that is mole fraction of solute in gas entering the system, and if you express mole ratios, and final mole ratio can be easily expressed based on the percentage removal. With that we will be able to explain what is the capital Y2, that is mole ratios. And mole ratios and mole fractions can be interconnected easily. So it is better to plot equilibrium plot with in terms of capital X versus capital Y, that is mole ratios. Okay, that we should keep in mind. Please be ready with your calculator and try to solve all the problem by yourself. Well, we have derived the expression for Z, that is height of the packed tower, as a product of number of transfer unit and height of transfer units. And to solve numericals, these packed towers are used for distillation operations, absorption operations. Okay, so first we should recall what we have learnt in absorption course. So if you refer to our chemical process calculations in YouTube lecture number 21, in the topic material balance in unit operations, at the time 59 minutes 33 seconds, we have explained you about absorption operation. And to solve, we have even solved numericals on absorption in our lecture number 26 in chemical process calculations course. We have solved numericals for material balance problems in absorption. So that is available at the time 29:55 in lecture number 26 of chemical process calculations course. Okay, so now in that we have seen derived the expression how to write the material balance. If we consider an absorption column, we always use the subscript 1 for bottom conditions, 2 for top conditions, that the gas flow rate is G1 and outflow gas flow rate is G2, and L2 is the liquid inflow rate, and L1 is liquid outflow rate output. So let X1 and X2 are mole fractions of liquid in the streams L1 and L2 respectively, and Y1 and Y2 are mole fraction of solute A in gas streams in G1 and G2 respectively. So then we can write the overall material balances. There are two inputs and two outputs. We have written overall material balance G1 plus L2 equal to G2 plus L1. And if you write the material balance for solute A, then we have Y1 G1 plus X2 L2 equal to Y2 G2 plus X1 L1. Right? So that's what we have used to solve the numericals in this particular course. Okay, now in this master answer 1 course we are introduced the concept called constant molar overflow. That is for very dilute solutions we assume the constant molar overflow where we are considering L1 equal to L2 equal to L, which is constant, and similarly V1 V2 etc V equal to constant. So that way in this expression, if you make that one as G1 and G2 equal to G and L1 equal to L2 equal to L, so this equation can be rearranged, right? So please refer to our lecture in the chemical process calculation course before continuing here. There we have explained step by step how we are arriving at this material balance. Okay, so now we can simplify this equation. Okay, so how it can be simplified? So if we take L1 equal to L2 equal to L and G1 G2 equal to G, so then this becomes G, this becomes L, this becomes G, this becomes L. Okay, so we can take L by G equal to what? We can commonly take L by G equal to, okay, y2 minus y1 by x1 minus x2. Let's see that G into y1 minus, if you take G two terms to the right hand side, what will happen? G into, we get G into y2 minus y1 equal to L into x2 minus x1. Okay, so therefore L by G is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, and we know that x1 is y1 is greater than y2. Y1 is greater than y2 because some amount of solute is transferred from gas to liquid. Similarly, x1 is greater than x2, so we can rewrite this expression like L by G is equal to y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. So this is our material balance equation for absorption, counter current absorption with the assumption constant molar overflow. Okay, so these mole fractions can be expressed in terms of mole ratios because mole ratios are easier to calculate, and also for any calculations these mole ratios are useful to us. So mole fraction is XA YA. We can define what capital XA, capital YA, which is defined as the mole ratio. XA is the mole ratio, XA or YA. It is for liquid phase, it is for gas phase. It is the ratio of moles of species A by moles of species B. Or you can say if it is one is solute, one is solvent, we can simply say that it is the ratio of moles of solute to moles of solvent. Okay, and this mole ratios and mole fractions can be related as a capital XA is equal to XA by 1 minus XA, or capital YA is equal to small YA by 1 minus YA, because YA by YB, right? This YA by YB. If it is a binary mixture, YA plus YB equal to 1, therefore YB can be written as 1 minus YA. Okay, so that's what we are writing here. YA by YB is YA by 1 minus YA for binary mixtures. For binary mixtures, particularly in gas absorption, we consider mostly binary mixture. Okay, so we have capital YA equal to YA by 1 minus YA. For example, if we have a value, for example, XA is 0.14, then how we'll get capital X? Capital X is equal to 0.14 divided by 1 minus 0.414, we get the value. Okay. So it is easier to express the solute free gas because even this assumption, because obviously G1 is different, G2 is different, but the assumption is made in such a way that G1 equal to G2 equal to G. But whereas whether it at the inlet of the inlet section also A and B is there. Here also A and B is there. So if G is mixture of A and B, G dash is solute free gas. So that means only B. How much B or any other substance is there in that case? Because that is going to be the same. The amount of B entering has to leave the column because B is not dissolving into the liquid here in the absorption column, right? So that way G dash is going to be the same. That's why we want to express the material balance in terms of solute free gas. Solute free gas is how much? How much is the amount of B? G dash is amount of B, right? So G dash is equal to whatever it's a G multiplied by mole fraction of B. Okay, amount of B is equal to G into YB, which is equal to G into 1 minus YA. See, this A is always skipped because A is generally skipped because for a binary system, the mole fraction Y refers to that one. Okay, so that way we want to express it in terms like this. So this solute free gas G. So in some textbook we represent it as G dash, or some books represent it as G subscript S. G dash or G subscript S refers to solute free gas. It has the same unit, either kg moles per meter square second means same. Okay, or kg moles per second, whatever is the thing, it will have the same units as G. But only thing is it is solute free gas because GS is going to be the same. It is valid also because whatever is the amount of B entering will be equal to the whatever amount of B leaving the system. That way, in terms of GS, we want to write the same material balance. Earlier we had material balance as L by G equal to Y1 minus Y2 by X1 minus X2. Now we want to express it in terms of solute free gas, solute free liquid. Okay, so you can L is total liquid. Okay, so LS refers to solute free liquid, G or GS refers to solute free gas. So we can say LS by GS is equal to Y1 minus Y2 by X1 minus X2. So this is the material balance for absorption. Material balance for absorption on solute free basis. Okay. So LS by GS equal to Y1 minus Y2 by X1 minus X2 is the material balance for absorption operations. Okay. Right now we will only restrict ourselves to what is X1, but actually when we have to get into absorption topic, there we will define what is L by G minimum, what is X1 actual, what is X1 minimum, like that we have to define. Okay, so that we will define later. Right now in this class we will focus on this derivation for NTU and HTU. So that way we have seen in the previous lecture, we have seen that by definition differential of G into Y, even if we skip Y, that is A subscript A, that's not an issue. So differential of G into IA we have defined, right? So we have done the material balance across a thin film. Okay, so where we have considered this thing and we obtained this thing. Okay, so G into dya, and for a binary mixture you can simply write G into dy. Okay, so what is flux then? It is the rate of absorption of A. Let me say what is the change in concentration, what is the amount of A that is getting diffused or getting absorbed here. That is dya is what? It is ya1 minus ya2, right? Or simply y1 minus y2 is the dya. That is, so that is the thing, change in concentration percentage, change in mole fraction into amount of G. So that will give us the rate of absorption of A. So flux can be given as rate of absorption of A divided by interfacial area. Here it is kg mole per second dividing by the interfacial area, kg mole per meter square second, which is the unit of flux Na. Okay, so how we get interfacial area? Interfacial area is A into dz. Small a is the surface area available for thickness dz. Okay, so dz is the height of the bed. Okay, so this can be written as in B differential of g into y. G is constant, that is the assumption, constant molar overflow. So g is outside, so you can write g into dy by a into dz. So we can say instead of g we can write what is gs. Okay, g is equal to gs by 1 minus y. So in terms of solute, this we have seen in previous lecture, refer to lecture number 29. Okay, so in this lecture we are introducing solute free basis. So what is solute free gas flow rate? Gs equal to g into 1 minus y. So we can write g equal to gs by 1 minus y. So that we are introducing here. So we have flux equation in terms of solute free gas flow rate, and similarly by definitions of what is mass transfer coefficients, overall mass transfer coefficients, we have Na equal to capital Ky into y minus y star. So actually it should be bulk concentration y to bulk concentration x, and this will be having a corresponding value, equilibrium value for this x is our y star value. So that is how we define this overall mass transfer coefficient. Na equal to Ky into y minus y star, and if you equate this to this previous term, here also flux is equal to this, and this flux should be equal to this definition by the mass transfer coefficient term. So we can write Ky into y minus y star is equal to g by y minus y dy by a into dz. So in this we can replace to write what is dz. Integrating dz, we will get height of the packet tower. So this term is your height of transfer units, and this term is our number of transfer units. Okay, so these terms, if you are this 1 minus, if you are introducing a factor called drifting factor, 1 minus y star into logarithmic mean, 1 minus y star logarithmic mean, we can multiply and divide, we can rewrite this expression. That is in the previous expression we are multiplying and dividing by the drifting factor called 1 minus y star logarithmic mean. So if we do so and rearrange, we will have two terms. First half is g minus y star 1 minus y star m by kya. That term is constant because this 1 minus y star m is nothing but volumetric mass transfer coefficient corrected for bulk flow, which is concentration independent, but it varies with the flow rate g. Okay, so that way this g by kya into 1 minus y star m is constant, which is termed as height of transfer units. And for very dilute solutions, this term is considered to be, what is 1 minus y star? It is actually yb logarithmic mean. Okay, you don't wonder what is this 1 minus star logarithmic mean. It is yb star logarithmic mean. Okay, because ya plus yb equal to 1 for a binary mixture. So yb equal to 1 minus ya. If it is for equilibrium 1, yb star equal to 1 minus ya star. Okay, so this Dybskin factor is yb logarithmic mean actually. Okay, yb star. Now this term can be simplified to write g into ky by a if this term turns to 1. Okay, almost equal to 1 for dilute solution. So first half is this. Okay, and remaining these terms is totally rearranged to write what is NTU. Okay, so that right answer, the second remaining terms can be written to write what is NTU, which can be shown to be equal to the net change in concentration, that is the inlet concentration and outlet concentration, y1 minus y2 by y minus y star logarithmic mean, where y minus y star logarithmic mean is y1 minus y1 star minus y2 minus y2 star by ln of y1 minus y1 star by y2 minus y2 star. Okay, so this y1 star is the, as I told, what is that y1 star y2 star value? We have x1 value, we have x2 value. So the values corresponding to x1 and y1, we will have y1 star and y2 star. Okay, so particularly if it is pure solvent, we will get y2 star equal to 0, because pure solvent means mole fraction of x2 is 0. Obviously capital X2 is also going to be 0, your small y2 star or capital Y2 star will be equal to 0. Okay, that is these things, these concepts we will be making use in this problem. And particularly we can, another I told you this, that is one way of solving the problem, making use of the formulas to first determine. Only thing is how to get NTU. Determine y1 y2 either by given, it may be given directly, or by performing material balance we will get this. Okay, and second step is find out y minus y star logarithmic mean. Then y, then formula NTU is equal to y1 minus y2 by y minus y star logarithmic mean gives us our NTU values. This is first method. Okay, so I will explain the second method, graphical method. So in graphical method, I explained yesterday Excel. What is that integral we have seen in the derivation yesterday Excel? It is 1 minus y star, right? y1 to y2. So similar to in CRE also we have done similar plotting of graph. Area under the curve is equal to integral value, right? So that way, if you plot y versus 1 by, okay, in the yesterday's class itself we have seen what is NTU. NTU is equal to integral y1 to y2 dy by y minus y star, right? So if you can plot y versus y minus y star, we will have equilibrium values. Okay, we will have x value, y value, and we will have y star values also. Okay, x versus y star, you will have an Henry's law constant like that, y star equal to mx. So we can always determine the values for x versus y within the range of x1 and x2. Between values of x1 and x2, or particularly y1 and y2, between the values of y1 and y2 we want the curves, right? Area under the curve. Okay, so whatever may be the shape of the curve we get, we will have the values. Okay, it may be like this. So it is between y1 and it is between y2 and y1. So area under this curve, what we will do? So we will first plot this x versus y. So we will determine what is 1 by y minus y star. Okay. So once you plot this y versus 1 by y minus y star, okay. So we will get area under the curve. How do you get? What is the NTU is equal to? So what we will do is, in graphic sheets, we will count the squares 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that means number of squares multiplied by scale. In x-axis, 1 centimeter in x-axis is equal to this much units multiplied by 1 centimeter in y-axis plus this much units. So multiplying by the graph. Okay, if it is 1 unit is equal to 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit, 1 centimeter equal to 1 unit, you are going to directly get the number of squares. Or if 1 centimeter is equal to 0.1, in that case you have to substitute the values here, scale. Okay, this is about scale. So that value will give us NTU value. Okay, so that is one way of getting the NTU values. Okay. Well, let's solve a numerical on this. An acetone air mixture containing 0.02 mole fraction is reduced to 1/100th of this value by counter absorption with water in a packed tower. The gas flow rate is 4000 kg of mixture per meter square, or For this system, Henry's law holds good, which is given by y star equal to 1.75x, where y star is the mole fraction of the acetone in air and x is the mole fraction of acetone in liquid water. Determine the number of transfer units NTU, and if overall coefficient for absorption Kg into A is equal to 0.06 kilomoles per meter cube second into mole fraction, find the height of the packing required. So Z we have to find. First we have to find the NTU values. Okay. So how to proceed with this problem? Remember there is one point here. We have to see what is given here. It is given as a mixture or simply it is given as a gas. Okay, because based on that we have to consider average molecular weight of because it is given in kg, we have to convert it to kg moles. Okay, so the Henry's law relationship is given here. Mole fraction is given like 0.02 initial and 1/100th of this value, that is 1 by 100 of this 0.02 is the final concentration. Okay, so then we have relationship when we have kg into A values are given, so we can solve this problem. Okay, so we have given that, so consider counter current. Absorption. Okay, so if we consider counter current absorption, what we have is bottom conditions 1, top conditions 2 for standard. Okay, standard we will use so that we don't make any mistakes in the calculations. Okay, bottom conditions 1, top conditions 2. Okay, so here let y1 and y2 are mole fractions, x2, y2, okay, g2, sorry, g1, x2, x1, let it be g1, g2, l2, L1, and by constant molar overflow we have L1 equal to L2 equal to L, G1 equal to G2 equal to G. Okay. Now how to proceed with this? Y1 is given data, let us write the given data. So it is given y1 is given 0.02, y2 is given 1 by 100 of this value. Okay, so what is the value? 0.02 more zeros to be added. Okay, 0.0002 is the y2 value. Okay, and it is given that water is entering, pure water. Okay, pure water is entering or pure solvent is entering. So that means x2 equal to 0. Okay, and do we have x1 value? No, because this data is given, and x2 we know 0, x1 value we have to find out. Okay, and it is given that G mixture is given like gas mixture is given. We have gas mixture which is 4000 kg per meter square hour. Okay, and liquid flow rate is given. Liquid flow rate is given as 6250 kg per meter square hour. Okay, gas mixture, how to convert kg to kg mole? We have to make use of average molecular weight concept that you have learned in CPC course. Okay, what is average molecular weight? Average molecular weight is summation of xi mi. Okay, so m average is equal to summation of xi into mi. So for gas mixture we have to find. For liquid it is pure. Okay, so pure, the solvent is water. Easily you can, molecular weight of water is 18 kg per kg mole, we can make use. Okay, whereas for gas it is a mixture, right? It is being given that 4000 kg per hour of kg per hour meter square of gas mixture is entering. So that means what is the molecular weight of the mixture? if mole fraction is given, the entering thing is having 0.02 is the mole fraction, right? So you can say Ya into Mi. So M average is equal to 0.02 into molecular weight of acetone plus 0.98 into molecular weight of air. Okay, an acetone air mixture. It is given that it is acetone air mixture. If it is mentioned acetone hydrogen mixture, we have to make use of the molecular weight here, right? So that is the one. Let me write correctly. YAMA plus YBMB gives us the average molecular weight. Okay. So what is the molecular weight of acetone? Acetone has a molecular weight of 58. Okay. So Ma is equal to 58 kg per kg mole. Okay, so 0.02 into 58 plus for air you can get 28.84. Okay. So what is the average molecular weight? So the average molecular weight is 29.384 kg per kg mole. Okay. So what is the gas flow rate in terms of G in kg moles per meter square R is equal to, this is flow rate is given in gm, let me say gas m. Okay, so if you convert it 4000 kg per meter square R divided by molecular weight 29.384 kg per kg mole, we get G value in kg mole per meter square R. Okay, so this is our G value. How much it is? Use your calculator. 4000 divided by 4000 divided by 29 point. You use whatever value you are getting. So 136.13. Right? 136.13 kg moles per meter square R. Similarly, L value is, Lm is given, that is 6250 kg per meter square R. Dividing by L is water, no? So depending upon the solvent. Here solvent is water. Molecular weight of water is 18 kg per kg mole. Okay. Plus L in terms of kg moles per meter square R. Okay. So what is the value? 347.2. Okay, so we have both G value and L value, and we know the material balance. Okay, so material balance is L by G is equal to y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. Okay, from this we can get what is x1 value. All values we have, we can simplify to get what is x1 value. Okay, so how to get this value? L value we have, so L value is 347.22 divided by G value is 136.13 is equal to y1 value we have 0.02 minus 0.0002 divided by x1 minus 0. Okay, so simplifying we will get what is x1 value. Please do the calculation to get what is x1 value. 347.22 divided by 136.13 is divided by 0.02 minus 0.002. How much you get? You will get around point triple zero, sorry, 0078. Okay, so that is one or two values digits change. But it should be around 0.008. Okay, so we have x1 value. So once we have this x1 value, refer to the question again. We have y star equal to 1.75 into x. Y star equal to 1.75 into x. How it is given? Small x, small y. Okay. Y star equal to 1.75, x is given. Okay. I told you that corresponding to x1 and x2, we have to use y1 star and y2 star. Okay. So we have x1 value equal to 0.0078. Then what is y1 star value? 1.75 into 0.0078, which is equal to, use your calculator, 0.0136. What is y2 star value? 1.75 into 0, because x2 is 0, that is pure solvent. Pure solvent is entering, so you get y2 star equal to 0. Okay, so we got the value of y1 star and y2 star, and we have the values of y1 and y2. What is y1? y1 is 0.02, y2 is 0.002. These are given data, right? This is calculated value. So can we find out the NTU value? What is NTU value? Overall with respect to gas. O refers to overall, G for gas phase. Okay. So number of transfer units can be written as y1 minus y2 by y1 minus y1 star minus y2 minus y2 star divided by ln of y1 minus y1 star by y2 minus y2 star. Okay. Please simplify. What is y1 minus y2? y1 minus y2 is 0.02 minus 0.002 divided by y1 minus y1 star. y1 is 0.02. 0.02 minus y1 star value we have determined here, 0.0136. 0.0136 minus y2 value is 0.0002 minus y2 star value is 0. Okay, so divided by ln of same value. So whatever is the value, that's why it is better to do this numerator part separately as y minus y star logarithmic mean. Okay, y minus y star logarithmic can be determined separately and then substituted into this equation for NTU. Okay, so ln of 0.02 minus 0.0136 divided by 0.0002 minus 0. Okay, this is for just for understanding purpose. In the first numerical only we write it this much detail. Otherwise, what we'll do, we'll only simplify or find out all the values. What is y1 minus y2? Hmm? What is y1 minus y1 star? What is y2 minus y2 star? We will determine the values and then substitute here easily. Okay, so what you get is NTU value. So please simplify. So what we get here is number of transfer units. Okay, this simplification will give us the number of transfer units. Now we will go to the second part. Please comment your answers. Okay, now going to the second part. For a second part, data is given as kg into a is given. Okay, that is 0.06 with the units they are given, kg moles per meter cube second into mole fraction is mentioned. Okay, so ntog is there. And how to find out height of transfer units? HTU is nothing but g by kg into a. Okay, ga kb into a. For dilute solutions, that 1 by 1 minus y star value is negligible. Okay, so we can simply get HTU value equal to g by kg into a. G value in terms of kg mole, we have already determined how much is G value. So G value is 136.13 per hour, right? So this is 136.13 kg moles per meter square hour. But if you want to convert it to per second, how to get it? 1 hour equal to 3600 seconds. Okay. So what is the value? 136.1. 136.13 divided by 3600 equal to 0.0378. 0.0378 units kg moles per. That is why it is important. Okay, whatever we learned in chemical process calculation course, we are using it in all the courses. Checking the unit tally is important step so that we don't make any mistakes. So kg into a is given as 0.06 kg moles per meter cube second into mole fraction. Okay, so you can see the kg mole meter square meter cube second. So the final answer will have meters. We have seen HTU will have the dimensions of length. Its unit of length is meter. So what is the value? So HTU value is 0.0378 divided by 0.06 is 0.63. Okay, 0.63. 0.0378 divided by 0.06 equal to 0.63. Okay, you write 4 digits as I used to say. You can write four digits. I'll write what I have got. Okay, we may get from 0.0595 to 0.0655. In between whatever value you get, you can write that. So we have HTU value also determined and NTU value also determined. Okay, so now what is height of the packed tower? So the height of the packed tower is height of the packed bed is equal to NTU into HTU. Okay, NTU you have determined, HTU is 0.062. Okay, 0.63. Okay, so HTU we will get around 0.63 meters. So you will get value from 0.57 to 0.65. In between range you will get. Okay, so substitute the value NTU whatever you determine, substitute the values. Okay, so the height of the packed bed you will get in terms of meters. Okay, so that is the calculation. So comment your answer. So that's all. We have to solve this numerical. Okay, let's solve this problem. A gas from a petroleum distillation column has its concentration of H2S reduced from 0.03 kilomoles H2S per kilomole inert hydrocarbon gas to 1% of this value by scrubbing with triethanolamine or water solvent in a countercurrent tower of height 7.79 meters operating at 300 Kelvin and atmospheric pressure. The equilibrium relation can be taken as y star equal to 2x, where x and y are mole ratios. See, in the previous problem, we have the equilibrium Henry's law relationship is given as small y and small x. Here it is given as capital Y and capital X. So we will solve this problem in terms of capital X, capital Y. Okay, that is mole ratios. So here pure solvent enters the tower and leaves containing 0.013 kilomoles of H2S per kilomole solvent. If the flow rate of incoming gas is 54.6 kilomoles per meter square hour, calculate the height of the absorber used if the entire resistance to mass transfer lies in the gas phase. Okay. Assume Ky into A is equal to 0.04 kilomoles per meter cube tower volume second delta Y, that is mole fraction. Okay, so the data is given here, this equilibrium relationship is given. So what we have to do is we have to determine the number of transfer units. Okay, so once we find the number of transfer units and flow rate is given, we can determine the height of transfer units and multiply the number of transfer units and height of transfer units to get the height of the absorber. Okay, that is height of the packed column can be determined. Okay, so and it is given that assume Kya value equal to 0.04. Calculate the height of the absorber used if the entire resistance to mass transfer lies in the gas phase, and Ky into A value is given. Okay, so what is given? Ky into A value is given as Ky into A value is given as 0.04 kilomoles per meter cube second delta Y. Okay, and what is our relationship? Y star is equal to 2 into x is the equilibrium relationship given. Okay, so what is NTU in terms of mole ratio is again simple, y1 minus y2 by y minus y star logarithmic mean, where y minus y star logarithmic mean is equal to y1 minus y1 star minus y2 minus y2 star divided by ln of y1 minus y1 star by y2 minus y2 star. Okay, so that's what, that is the difference. If it is in terms of small y, we have y1 small y1 minus y2 by y minus y star logarithmic. If it is in terms of mole ratio, when we do that mole ratio, when the data is given in terms of mole ratios, it is easier for us to proceed with this method. Okay, so whatever data is given, let us convert to mole ratios first. Okay, it is given that what is the feed concentration? It is reduced from 0.03 kilomoles of H2S per kilomoles of inert. Okay, that means the rest. So that is what is given. It is capital Y1 is given. If it is given and capital Y2 is given as, it is reduced to 1% of this value. Okay, so 1% of Y1. That is a simplicity, easier way to get Y2 value when we express in terms of mole ratios. Okay, 1% of this value is 0.03, that is 0.01 into 0.03. How much? We'll add 2 zeros here, that is 0.0010 is 10%, another 0. Okay, so 0.0003 is your Y2 value. So the NTU value numerator Y1 minus Y2 can be determined as 0.03 minus 0.0003, which is, this is your calculator, 27, right? So you can say, use your calculator, 0.03 minus 0.123003 is equal to 0.297. Okay, so we have this value, and what is the corresponding Y1 star values? Okay, how to get that one? The pure solvent enters the tower. Then what is the meaning of what is the value of small x2? 0. Therefore capital X2 equal to 0. Therefore capital Y2 star is also equal to 0. So that is the same for all pure solvent entering. Okay, pure liquid is entering, in that case it is happening, and it is given that it leaves containing 0.013 kilomoles of H2S per kilomole of solvent. Then what is given? Is it a small x1 or capital X1? It is mole ratio. That means capital X1 is given directly. Then what is your Y1 star? Y1 star is given as a relationship between 2 into X. So therefore Y1 star is equal to 2 into X1. So this is from equilibrium relationship. It is given. Okay, so in general it is given Y star is equal to 2x. So for Y1 star, 2 into x1 value equal to 2 into 0.013, which will be equal to 0.026. Okay, so we have Y1 star value known, Y2 star value known, Y2 value known, and Y1 value is also known. So you can determine this, what is Y1 minus Y2. So what is the value of Y1 minus Y1 star? What is the value of Y2 minus Y2 star? You can determine. Okay, so what is Y1 value? Y1 value is 0.03. Minus Y1 star value is 0.026. What is Y2 value? 0.0003. What is Y2 star value? It is 0. Okay, simplify to get what is Y1 minus Y1 star, Y2 minus Y2 star. You can say 0.03 minus 0.013. Okay, clear everything. 0.03 minus 0.03 minus 0.026 is equal to 0.004. So this is going to be the same, 0.003. Okay, then what is y minus y star logarithmic mean? Equal to y1 minus y1 star minus y2 minus y2 star by ln of y1 minus y1 star by y2 minus y2 star. Substituting the values, we get y1 minus y star is this 0.004 minus 0.0003 divided by ln of 0.004 by 0.003. Okay, so equal to so you'll get in the range of 10 power minus 3. Okay, whatever you get, you write 1.428 into 10 power minus 3 range. These 3 digits you report. Okay, so it may vary, but it should be in the range of 10 power minus 3. So we get, okay, so substituting this value, you have y1 minus y2 value already calculated to be this. So we can write what is NTU. NTU is equal to y1 minus y2 by y minus y star logarithmic mean. This is 0.0297 divided by 1.4 into 10 power minus 3. Okay. Please report your value. What is your NTU value? Okay. NTU has no unit. Okay. So this is the value of NTU. You will get around 20 to 21. In between you will get. So you report your value with 3 digits. Okay. Please comment your answer. This is question number 2. Okay. So once we have NTU value, next we can calculate HTU value. HTU can be independently calculated, okay, because whatever data is given, KYA into A is given, G divided by KY into A gives us the value. G value is 54.6, it is given, right? It is given 54.6 kilomoles per meter square R is given. Okay, so that way we can substitute to get the HTU value also 54.6 with the units, whatever unit mentioned. Okay, 54.6 kilomoles per meter square R. Okay, divided by KY into A value. KY into A value is given as 0.04 kilomoles per meter cube second into this delta Y, mole fraction units. So here it is in hours. So this needs to be converted to seconds. 1 hour equal to 3600 seconds. So we will get your HTU value. Check the unit tally. Kilomoles getting cancelled. R get cancelled, second gets cancelled, so meter square will become meters. Okay, so HTU value we will get around 54.6 divided by 04 divided by 3600. We will get around 0.3792 meters as HTU value. So Z is equal to NTU into HTU. Okay, so substitute the value you have calculated to get Z value in terms of meters. Final answer also you please comment your answers. Okay, so I will explain what we have done in this problem again. So in the problem, the mole ratios are given. Okay, directly all the values are given in mole ratio. Y1 value, Y2 value and X2 value is 0 and x1 value is also given as mole ratio. Even the equilibrium relationship is given in terms of mole ratio. So we started solving this problem in terms of mole ratio. So y1 data is given 0.03, y2 value is 1% of this y1, so that is 1% of 0.03 is 0.0003, and ky into a value is given. Okay, equilibrium relationship is also given as y star equal to 2 times x. Okay, so NTU formula in terms of mole ratio is capital Y1 minus capital Y2 by y minus capital Y minus capital Y star Lm, where y minus y star Lm is usual formula. Okay, so from the given data we have calculated y1 minus y2. It is given that pure liquid is entering, therefore x2 is 0, capital mole ratio 0. Correspondingly, substituting in equilibrium relationship, we get y2 star also 0. Okay, similarly for x1 value, it is directly given 0.013 kilomoles of H2S is present per kilomoles of solvent. So we have used equilibrium relationship is y star equal to 2x. So therefore y1 star is equal to 2 times x1 value, we get y1 star. So once we have both y2 star, y1 star, y1 and y2, we calculate what is y1 minus y1 star, y2 minus y2 star. Then substituting in the formula, we get the value of y minus y star logarithmic mean. So once we get the value, we substitute here to get the value of NTU value. So NTU value has no unit. Then we calculated the HTU value from the given data. All the data are given. Only thing is kilomoles per meter square R is given. We have to convert that to seconds. That's what we learned in chemical process calculation course. So unit tally has to be taken care. You will get the value in meters. So if height of the tower is NTU into HTU. Substituting the calculated value of NTU, you will get the value of height of the packed bed require. Okay, please comment your answers. Well, in this lecture number 30, so far we have solved a few numericals to determine the height of the packed tower. Okay, thank you so much for joining my classroom. We'll continue in the next lecture. Bye bye.